Mandamadyamarupapi vairagyena samadhina prasadena guro seyam pravriddha suyate palam. Mandamadhyamarupa api. Even though desire for liberation may be slight or mediocre, vairāgyena, through detachment, samadhina, by detachment, etc., prasadena, by grace, guru, of the guru, sa, that, iyam, this, pravriddha, increased, suyate, produces, palam, fruit. Even though torpid or mediocre, this yearning for moksha may bear fruit through the grace of the guru, being developed by vairāgya, renunciation, śama, calmness, etc. Namaste. So according to the commentary, this mumukshutvam is of three kinds: manda, bandhyama, pravriddha. When you're like listening to a video like this or just reading casually in a book, and you get this small temporary desire for moksha, oh, it would be great to be liberated, huh? But then immediately after watching, or you put the book down, you go back to ordinary mundane desires. That's manda mumukshutvam. It's temporary, it's useless, it doesn't really get you anywhere. Huh? But if you actively develop the sadhana chatushtaya, the four sadhanas, with the aim of attaining liberation, that's madhama mumukshutvam, the middle stage. And if mumukshutvam becomes developed, highly intense, all-consuming, that's the pravriddha mumukshutvam. And that gets you immediate liberation. So in the case that the desire for liberation is not all-consuming and intense, how can we develop it? Well, here is given the secrets. Through cultivation of the sadhana chatushtaya, or by the grace of the guru, or both. So let's go over it again. The sadhana chatushtaya begins with viveka, discrimination of the real from the unreal, the eternal from the temporary. Vairāgya, which is basically sannyasa, renunciation of attachment. Then the śama, the six virtues: śama, detachment from sense pleasures; dhamma, withdrawal of the senses or introversion; uparati, independence of the mind from externals; titiksha, endurance of all afflictions; shraddha, confidence in Shastra and Guru; samadhana, establishment of buddhi in Brahman. That will give you the mumukshutvam, the intense yearning for moksha that actually delivers the results. So, of course, in the modern age, this is very difficult. It goes against all the social conventions of capitalism, and it leads one in the opposite direction, back towards the Vedic culture of giving and renunciation. So this is like declaring war on Maya. It's a very difficult situation. But if you can persist, if you can work through it, if you can develop all of these qualities, from viveka through mumukshutvam, then liberation is an accomplished fact. It's not just an aspiration, and it's certainly not imagination. But it is a state that one can attain within this human life. And this is called Jivan Mukta. Even though he is still attached or related to the body that was born, he recognizes himself as unborn. That instead of being conditioned by the body, its perceptions and desires and so on, he becomes unconditioned. He becomes free. No more desires for material things. Yes, the body will be maintained until its karma is used up. The prarabdha karma must be enjoyed or experienced because it's due to fructify in this life. And even God will not break his own laws, that everything has to be experienced just as it is. But when that comes to an end and the body falls away, then the Jivan Mukta becomes liberated, fully liberated. And that, of course, is eternal bliss. So we are trying to give this science, this great science of liberation, to the modern world. And of course, we're encountering all kinds of difficulties. People don't want to do the disciplines. They don't want to have a guru. They don't want to surrender. They don't think the scriptures are divine. They don't have full confidence in their instructions, and so on and so forth. And of course, the main one is that they are attached to these sense pleasures. By training, from the cradle to the grave, the materialistic society trains us to be dependent on these sense pleasures. So we have to go against everything. We have to totally declare war on Maya. That's why it's so difficult. And we don't blame the people of the world. They're ignorant. They're like animals. That's why they're called pashu. Pashu means like a domesticated animal. Pashu actually means rope. When you have an animal like a cow or a dog or something, it has to be put on a leash. It has to be put on a rope so it doesn't wander off. And therefore, Shiva is called Pashupati. He is the leader, he is the king, the father, actually, of all these living entities in the conditioned world. But by approaching the same Shiva in a devotional way, one can develop all of the sadhana chatushtaya items and attain liberation. This is his blessing. And also the blessing of Guru. People nowadays don't want to take Guru. They've been cheated by many cheaters, and so they don't trust anymore. Only if one sees that the Guru is completely disinterested and is only giving these teachings as a matter of duty, then they can understand, oh, he has no interest in exploiting me. And they can surrender. And then they can get Guru Kripa, the mercy of Guru, by offering obeisances, by offering service, by taking the teachings seriously and inquiring into them, asking good questions. All of this invokes the mercy of the Guru. And that mercy is very powerful. It may not manifest in a few days or even in a few years. But if the Guru gives his blessings, they will mature at some point, and then everything will be revealed. I have experience. I surrendered to my Guru when I was 27 years old. I went to India. I lived in temples. I slept on the floor. I swept the kitchen. I cleaned the brass on the deities. I did all kinds of menial labor. And gradually, step by step, I learned. My guru trusted me more and more, giving me more and more responsibility, and I trusted him more and more, taking his words seriously and performing his instructions. And look where I am now. So this is not a short-term program. It's a whole life program, and you have to surrender unto it. Then you can get the result.
Om Tat Sat, Om Shakti.